Title so end, The Little Girl Who Left Donald Trump. Speechless. The grand hall was packed. Hundreds of people sat shoulder to shoulder, their eyes fixed on the stage where Donald Trump stood, delivering one of his signature speeches. The atmosphere buzzed with energy. Flashing cameras, scattered applause, and the deep, commanding voice of the new president echoing through the massive speakers. Trump spoke with his usual confidence, addressing the future of the country, the economy, and the American dream. His words were met with cheers and nods of approval, but then something unexpected happened. In the middle of the crowd, a small hand shot up. It belonged to a little girl, no older than 8, standing beside her mother. She was dressed in a simple white dress, her golden curls framing her round face. Her wide, determined eyes were locked onto Trump. At first, no one noticed. The girl tugged at her mother's sleeve, whispering something urgently. The mother hesitated, then, with a deep breath, she lifted her daughter up so she could be seen. Security immediately took notice, but before they could intervene, Trump himself saw her. His speech slowed as he raised an eyebrow, intrigued. The girl wasn't waving excitedly like the others. She wasn't holding a sign or asking for an autograph. She simply stood there, staring at him, with an expression far too serious for someone so young. Trump motioned toward her. "Young lady, do you have something to say?" A microphone was brought to her. The crowd, once lively and engaged, grew eerily silent. The girl hesitated for a moment, gripping the mic tightly with both hands. Then, in a small but steady voice, she spoke. "Mr. Trump, my daddy used to believe in the American dream. He worked really hard. He told me that if you never give up, you can achieve anything." She paused, swallowing hard. "But he's not here anymore. He went to heaven last year, and now I don't know if the American dream is real anymore." A hush fell over the crowd. Trump, known for his quick responses and powerful rhetoric, didn't speak right away. He looked at the girl, then at the audience. The weight of her words hung heavy in the air. "What was your father's name?" he finally asked, his voice softer than before. "Michael," she whispered. Trump took a deep breath, stepping away from the podium. For a man used to speaking in front of millions, this moment was different. He turned to the girl and did something no one expected. He crouched down to her level, looking her straight in the eyes. "Michael sounds like a great man," he said gently. "And I think he was right. The American dream is real, but sometimes the people who fight the hardest for it don't get to see it come true." He paused. "That doesn't mean we stop believing. It means we fight even harder." The girl's lip trembled. The crowd watched, many wiping their eyes. Trump reached into his suit pocket and pulled out a small pin, the American flag he always wore on his lapel. He took it off and placed it in her tiny hands. "Hold on to this," he told her. "Your daddy's dream didn't end with him. It lives in you now." The girl looked down at the pin, then back up at Trump. With tears in her eyes, she whispered, "Thank you." The room erupted into applause, not the usual political cheer, but something deeper, something real. As Trump stood back up, he looked out at the audience, his expression unusually solemn. "This country was built on the dreams of people like Michael," he said, "and we owe it to them to keep believing, to keep pushing forward." That night, the headlines wouldn't just be about another political rally, they would be about a little girl, a grieving heart, and a moment that reminded everyone, no matter what side you stood on, that dreams, loss, and hope are things that unite us all.